Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty, or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers, and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Alrighty, and of course we want to say hello and welcome to another Mikey Live program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. Of course, we have a few things to talk to you about on tonight's program. We are hearing from the National Disaster Management Agency relating to dust haze that we're about to experience and the importance of having that information. All right, we'll talk to you about that. Grenada Coast Guard rescues 4 Trinidadian nationals adrift at sea. We'll talk to you about that. And police say that they are investigating a body that was found at Petite Martinique. We'll give you some details on that. Grenada Tourism Authority, they are to begin the CEO search as Petra Roach's successful 4-year term nears an end. All right, and we have other things to talk to you about on tonight's program, so brace yourself for that. Of course, the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Courts Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, Real Value IGA Supermarket. Of course, we've got superb distributors on board, and the Beacon Insurance. All the other sponsors on the program, we say thank you for being here. And of course, folks, don't forget that someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credits, compliments, Digicel, and that lucky person might just be you. So go ahead and share the program, share the business, share the business, share the business. You might just be that lucky person. We'll be back shortly.
Affordable quality products delivered to
Get value you'll love only at Courts. With huge savings on select mattresses, mobile phones, and TVs. You'll also love our new arrivals in furniture and appliances. Plus, when you shop, get a chance to win great prizes. So come in, shop today, and pay later with Courts Ready Finance. Get value you'll love only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offer ends February 24, 2025. See store for details.
Ever wonder how water goes from its natural source to coming out of our tap crystal clear and safe to drink? Well, let me introduce you to Grenada's National Water and Sewage Authority. They are the water wizards behind it all. A whopping 95% of all water comes from surface sources. This water might look muddy now, but wait until you see the transformation. First, they add a non-toxic chemical to the water. This brings particles together, forming clumps in a process called coagulation. Next, a gentle stir helps the particles come together. This is called flocculation. Gravity does its thing and the clumps settle to the bottom. This is sedimentation. Then the water is passed through a bed of sand. This filtration removes up to 95% of bacteria. See the difference? Now our water is clear and nearly bacteria free. Lastly, chlorine is added for disinfection, killing any remaining bacteria and making the water safe to drink. And that, my friends, is how Nawasa brings pure, refreshing water from their surface sources to our pipes, our wash pan, our buckets, whatever you think about.
This advertisement is the first in a series showcasing Nawasa's operations. Stay tuned for more in-depth insights into our services and initiatives.
All right. Of course, again, we'd like to say hello and welcome to another Mikey Live program. The pleasure is mine to be back with you to talk to you about what's making the news for today. So it's been a rough one for the folks at Grand Lake ever since they've had that fire at the power station on Saturday. Now we have received exciting news. Grand Lake is updating its customers about its progress in relations to restoring generation capacity following the fire on Saturday, 22nd February. The remaining rental generators have now been cleared for operations, strengthening their reserve generation capacity and positioning the company to better meet electricity demands. They say that they appreciate the customers' patience and understanding during this period and would like to thank you and their team, all right, and the industry partners for your dedication in resolving the situation, all right. So the situation has been resolved and we are now back up and running to capacity. And Grand Lake want to say thank you. And you know, not all the time we say thank you to the hardworking staff, but they are doing so now. The Grenada Coast Guard responded to a distress call regarding a vessel in trouble within Grenadian waters. Despite facing treacherous sea conditions, the team swiftly launched a search and rescue operation. Upon reaching the reported location, the Coast Guard discovered that the vessel had already sunk after taking on excessive water. A thorough search of the surrounding areas led to the discovery of 4 male Trinidadian nationals ages 35 to 55 adrift on a raft that was also beginning to take on water. Now, the team successfully secured the men and transported them safely to the Queen's Jetty, after which they were taken to the General Hospital for medical evaluation. Following the rescue, the Grenada Coast Guard took the opportunity to emphasize the importance of maritime safety. Boaters are strongly advised to review the weather conditions before departure. You understand? Rough seas can disrupt your plans. We can tell you here that on this program, we every night try our best to explain what the sea conditions will be for the following day and give you an idea of the wind position and just general weather forecast, and that's the purpose for that. All right, so please stay in the know where that is concerned. But they are saying that they were happy to get into action and rescue the men.
On Friday, the 21st day of February 2025, officers attached to the Grenada Coast Guard successfully conducted a search and rescue operation after receiving reports of a vessel in distress.
This morning, our NCO, which is Corporal Graham, he alerted the men and departed for the distress call, which was approximately 7 miles away from base. that was moved to the north of the island, sorry, to the south of the island. It was a bit challenging this morning. I mean, the sea condition was not friendly at all.
When questioned by members of the Community Relations Department, Officer Charles stated that the crew comprised 4 male Trinidadian nationals, all of whom were safely accounted for and transported to the General Hospital for observation.
When we got there, we did not see the vessel. The vessel had already sunk. Unfortunately, the boaters was hanging onto a life raft, and that life raft was also taken in water as well. So the time we got there was just right. The eldest person was 55 and the youngest was 35 years old. Yeah, he was full Trinidad nationals, actually. The captain complained of got minor bruises and stuff on his back, and they dropped them to get medical attention. So the ambulance came at the Queen's Jetty and took them to just give them an evaluation as to see the condition of their body.
Officer Charles further elaborated on the possible cause of the incident, offering insights into the factors that may have contributed to it.
Well, speaking to the captain, apparently he said that the sea conditions had a lot to do with it. It was having a lot of trouble maneuvering. And due to the swells and thing banging on the boat, he said apparently that a hole probably might have got to the bottom of the vessel and it started to take in water, and the hole probably got worse. And the water was coming into the boat at a very fast pace. So, yeah, that's it.
The Coast Guard reminds the public of essential safety measures to follow when at sea.
Equipment on board is very important. For instance, your radios, stuff. We have the emergency line that you could contact at the Grenada Coast Guard, which is 399. We have the 911, which is the police headquarters emergency line. And, you just playing your part safe and ensure that you have enough life jackets for persons on board, and you have flares and so that you can dispense, so that persons could be aware that you're in distress and you need assistance. So I just want to say hats off to the Grenada Coast Guard. It was an excellent job. It wasn't just on our part, but the man on base was just finding information and just giving us the direction as to where to search, and it was just commendable.
Stay alert, stay safe.
Thank you very much. And of course, we are happy that this situation ended well. As we continue, on Tuesday, 25th February, that's today, officers from the Grenada Coast Guard initiated a search operation in the area of Sanchez, Petite Martinique, following reports of a missing person, Everson Beresford King, who's a 50-year-old laborer from Redemption Shops, St. Vincent. King was last seen walking along Sanchez Beach at about 11 p.m. on Monday night. That's last night. During the search, the body of Mr. King was recovered from the waters near the Sanchez jetty. The body was examined and pronounced dead by a medical doctor. And so investigations are on the way into the actual cause of death of that particular individual. I'm not sure who's going to have jurisdiction over that particular matter, whether it will be Grenada Police or the RSVP, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Station. But I probably will try to see if I can get an update for you on that in the coming days. It's the end of the road for Petra Roach. Petra Roach, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the Grenada Tourism Authority, has announced her decision not to... One second, please. My humble apologies. Now, Petra Roach, she has announced her decision not to renew her contract for a 5th year at the helm of the organization. She shared this decision with the GTA's management team and board of directors, confirming that she will conclude her tenure in June of 2025. Now, they are saying that she will play an active role in supporting the transition process including assisting in the identification of a new CEO to lead the GTA into its next chapter. They're saying that since joining the GTA in 2021, Petra has been instrumental in navigating Grenada's tourism sector through the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, stabilizing the industry and setting the foundation for sustained growth. Her visionary leadership, strategic acumen, and passionate advocacy have significantly elevated Grenada's global profile as a premier destination. Under her stewardship, Grenada experienced notable growth in visitor arrivals, expanded airlift connectivity, and garnered prestigious international recognition. All right, and she seemed to be happy about her decision, as you might be able to tell in this interview.
I remember when I arrived in Grenada in June of 2021, tasked with the responsibility of helping Grenada and the Grenada Tourism Authority to come out of COVID. And we remember at that time, COVID was just an absolute nightmare. But we worked extremely diligently. We engaged with the stakeholders around Grenada. We engaged with our stakeholders overseas in the markets, and we managed to come out sustainably and successfully. So that in 2023, we were actually one of only 5 countries in the Caribbean who surpassed their 2019 numbers, which was the previous record year. And then we surpassed 2023's number in 2024 as well. So if we look at the overall growth from 2019, we're actually 20% increase in arrivals. Ultimately, it's not just about the arrival numbers, it's also about looking at the length of stay and that extension, also looking at the increased spend of our visitors. We've managed to successfully elevate Grenada and all its wonderful assets on the international stage. We've won so many accolades, including Destination to Watch, top destinations for 2024, top destination for 2025, from very accomplished and well-respected publications like Condé Nast Traveller, like The Telegraph, like The Times, etc. So I'm really, really humbled by the gift of having been afforded the opportunity to work with Grenada Tourism Authority.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate working with her for the few times that I did. Find her to be very pleasant and know what she's about. Hope that we will cross path again. I know usually once you go Grenadian, you don't go back, so I hope that you stay around so that we can, yeah. All right, so we are hearing from the National Disaster Management Agency, that is NADMA, with regards to dust haze. And there are people who are, very sensitive towards these kind of conditions. And so they are sending out that advisory. They say that a thick plume of Saharan dust is making its way across the Atlantic, carried by winds from the Saharan desert in North Africa. It is expected to reach our seas or areas or land tomorrow. All right, so dust concentrations are anticipated to range from moderate to potentially dense at times. This advisory will take effect tomorrow and may last until early next week should conditions remain the same. So in terms of the focus, satellite imagery and model data, it shows that Saharan dust concentrations will rise starting early tomorrow, all right, with variations in intensity anticipated throughout the week. So sometimes it's going to be very dense, other times it will, ease up a little bit, all right. In terms of the potential impact, what we can tell you is that you will experience reduced visibility. And so they are warning that individuals with respiratory illnesses should take precautionary measures. I know that usually they will say limit your time outside. You understand? Outdoor activities and so on, because this thing could sneak up on you. People with asthma and so on, you may want to be on the lookout for this. All right, so we are moving on. No, have you heard about climate adaptive seeds? That's right. I said climate adaptive seeds. Now, in the face of increasing challenges brought on by climate change, one initiative is in sowing the seeds of hope for local farmers. Now, Farmers Value Mart Limited out of Trinidad and Tobago, a member of the Seed Trade Association and affiliate of the International Seed Federation, has partnered with local input suppliers like PG and L Enterprise Limited and the Ministry of Agriculture in delivering climate adaptive seeds to selected farmers across 4 agricultural districts. Now, these carefully chosen seeds designed to withstand extreme weather conditions and pests and diseases will undergo rigorous testing across the island, enabling experts to evaluate which varieties perform best under particular conditions locally. Now, this approach helps not only to identify the ideal seeds for Grenada's unique climate, but also equip farmers with valuable data to optimize their harvest. So now you're working smart. You're working smart and not hard.
Capacity in farmers throughout, not just in one part of Grenada, but we're trying to get active tests going out throughout the island so that we can know for sure what works and what doesn't work. Now, one of the main things we focus on is climate adaptation. So I don't know if you all are experiencing this here, but it's a significant thing where you find in the morning you have different extremes in the weather than the afternoon, and crops are no longer adapted to that very well. The varieties that we currently have, that is. So some of the varieties we have, they are climate adapted and they have more tolerances to that extremities in the weather. Also, we look for varieties with strong tolerances to different pests and disease. So, like for instance, I've seen through the farms here in Grenada, the tomato yellow leaf curl virus is a significant virus for you all where tomato is concerned. Now, we have one variety that is not only tolerant but resistant to that virus. So when you have these natural tolerances, what you will find is that there's a reduction in pesticide usage because the farmer doesn't need to apply as much pesticides. Once there's a reduction in usage, we have seen that when the pesticides are used or crop protection are used, they are more effective because you're not really killing the chemistry. We have seen overall improvement and increase in the health of the produce and generally more yields and higher quality for farmers.
And you hear that? Higher quality for farmers. This is amazing stuff that we're talking about here. And that was representative of Farmers Value Mart Limited, Mark Bonio. Now, by working with the Ministry of Agriculture, Farmers Value Mart and the PG and L Enterprise, they are actively continuing to an island-wide experiment, one that will at least provide insight into the seed's effectiveness and improve overall crop resilience. Now, Shilani Joseph of PG and L Enterprise expressed his pleasure to be part of this initiative.
I'm very happy to be a part of this initiative. What the farmers go through on a daily basis, especially in climate change, and I'm happy to be able to provide that through the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration to extend our service to the farmers and to collect database so we could provide a better sustainable agriculture system here on island. And just to enhance the farmer profit margin also. Climate change has been a big thing not only in Grenada, but all over the world now. So I'm very happy to be able to provide this kind of data collection and trial system, and in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes, and that's just absolutely amazing. Now, participating farmers will have access to these high quality seeds at a reduced cost, ensuring the most valuable members of the farming community can benefit from the initiative. Jeffrey Francis of Windsor Forest in St. David is one of those farmers.
And great. It's my pleasure to be partnering with someone to do it. Because I had, I think last month, a month before, the Chinese came with the same idea also. Right. If it's a good quality seeds and good production, well, it's obvious that my profit margin will be bigger. And once the seeds are good, they'll show you have a customer. You have a good customer. Because it's not something I'm doing part-time and seasonal. It's a year-round business.
And imagine having certain seeds and so on that will bear year-round. That just is a game changer. Yeah, that's a game changer. As the testing continues, the data gathered from these trials will shape the future of farming in Grenada, helping farmers innovate and adapt to the rapidly changing climate. Because you know that farmers, they lose a lot, yeah? A lot. Farmers go through so much. I don't even know how they do it, what keeps them motivated, but somehow they are, so, yeah. All right, I see that we have advanced in terms of our time. So what I want to do for us right now is, again, take a look at the weather. And don't forget, later on in our program, we will have for us the national report. We have received the weather report from the Met Office, again, who's speaking about the importance of being vigilant as it relates to this dust that is approaching us. So again, folks, please take this seriously. I'm not saying that you should run around and call work and say you can't make it to work, and so I'm simply saying that people with respiratory problems, you have to take these things seriously, especially when it is more dense. Listen, and sometimes this thing presents itself in such funny ways. Headache and all kind of thing, headache, shortness of breath. I don't know, it just happens and you don't know what's happening with you, and it could be triggered by the dense dust in the atmosphere. The weather is expected to be generally fair and windy with brief overnight showers. Tonight's minimum temperature pretty warm, 25.5 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to slightly rough with waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. And of course, again, warning, a small craft advisory is in effect. Wednesday's weather is expected to be generally fair, windy and hazy with possible isolated showers overnight. Max temperature for tomorrow 30 degrees Celsius, minimum 25. A warning is in effect, moderate dust haze. Again, warning, moderate dust haze. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Seas moderate to slightly rough with waves 4 to 7 feet in open waters. And a small craft advisory will be in effect for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of these days. Please, we are hearing too about too many boating incidents, folks. Yes, the water is rough out there, it's choppy, it's treacherous, and so you do not want to become the victim of rough seas. That's a hard way to go, a terrible way to go. Please be cautious. Saying hello to the folks who are currently locked in on YouTube. I mean, the YouTube family who's always there. Alta, we appreciate your company. Tonia, Celine is there with us as well, and everybody who's usually on YouTube. Blessings to you, and the Facebook crew. Never miss a program, so we want to say hello to you guys and keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? Hazel, Hazelan, Kireen, Silvina, Diana, Liz, Javad, the principal, Kiran, Jacinta, Diana again. Who else? Angel. Okay, local tradition over here. Yeah, blessings to you. Lisha, how are you doing, Lisha? Bermuda. Joyous is there with us as well. All right. Marva. Valerie. Hey, what's going on, Valerie? God bless you too. All right. Prayers to you and your family as well. Michelle. Who else is also? Yvonne. How are you, Yvonne? Barbara. All right. So guys, stay cool, stay blessed. Yeah, and remember to pray. God is going to take care of you. Julianne, how are you? All right, Michelle, I see you. Blessings to you. So guys, we are taking a break and come back. And of course, when I come back, we have the national report.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty, or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Get value you'll love only at Quartz. With huge savings on select mattresses, mobile phones, and TVs. You'll also love our new arrivals in furniture and appliances. Plus, when you shop, get a chance to win great prizes. So come in, shop today, and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Get value you'll love only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Offer ends February 24, 2025. See store for details.
This is the GIS News for Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. I am Rikisha St. Louis. In the headlines, CARICOM heads to conduct education reform and telecommunications review following 48th regular meeting of heads in Barbados. And ICA congratulates Sandra Ferguson. We'll have details to these stories and more when we return.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a step. So the journey of a year begins with but a sec. 1 second is the difference between old and new. The difference between what you have done and what you have to do. 1 second is the difference between who you were and who you are going to be. The difference between a year of expectations and a year of memories. Awaiting you is a year of opportunities and new moves. Just one final second to reflect. And then we must embrace indeed. I reckon 1 second is all we need.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell and the Premier of Bermuda, Edward David Burt, will spearhead a review of the telecommunications environment within the region. Chair of CARICOM, Prime Minister Mia Motley, made the announcement following the just concluded 48th regular meeting of heads of government. The review, she explained, will put the community in a position to ensure fairness to consumers and providers in a competitive environment. This is among several decisions taken during the meeting of heads in Barbados last week.
Prime Minister Mitchell will take responsibility with the Premier of Bermuda, David Birch, for a review of the telecommunications environment. Many of us use WhatsApp, Netflix, all of these things for which there is little or no payment. But the reality is that these entities earn, and I'm not only talking about CARICOM member states, but I'm talking also about Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. We were informed by the CPSO, Caribbean Private Sector Organization, that they earn as much as $11.6 billion a year, and they pay no taxes. There is no contribution in any way to the regional economy. And at the same time, the absence of revenue to the telecommunications firms mean that at the very time that we need to be looking at reinvestment in making our telecoms infrastructure sturdier, it is not there. We are in the stage of exploration, and Premier Birch and Prime Minister Mitchell will work with me as chair to be able to put the community in a position to be able to better level the playing field, to ensure that there's fairness to the consumer, fairness to the provider, and a competitive environment, because we are conscious that Caribbean, as a small region of small states, has higher telecoms costs than we would normally like to see as compared to other regions.
CARICOM will also benefit from various Grenadian initiatives, including technical projects to boost resilience.
We were also able to benefit from the announcement of a number of initiatives from the Canadian government, which will be distributed by the Secretariat for a number of technical projects and digital skills upgrade, as well as also participation of a $10 million grant in the CARICOM Climate Resilience Fund, which is to unlock other private sector funding to be able to allow our businesses to better prepare themselves for adaptation to the new climate resilient project.
Prime Minister Motley highlighted some of the other major decisions that will influence the direction of CARICOM in the long and short term.
The community took a clear decision that after 22 years since the Rose Hall, the expert working group that prepared the reports that eventually were discussed at Rose Hall in Jamaica, that there is need for us to commission very quickly, but not a long study, a review of our governance arrangements and our financing arrangements. But we were very clear that we are committed to remaining a community of sovereign states, but would wish to deepen functional cooperation and to explore the possibility of greater political presence in the region, recognizing that sometimes you may have to have people coming to work every day to help interface with the international community on matters of foreign policy, foreign trade, and security, such that it does not take away from the work of individual heads of government and heads of state. We were able to also take a report from the concerned parents with respect to CXC, and we've asked for them to meet with CXC to remove any misunderstanding or to improve what are their concerns, to improve the response to their concerns. But in addition to that, the community took a decision that the time had come now for the establishment of a CARICOM Educational Transformation Commission, and over the course of the next few weeks, we will complete the terms of reference for that commission and the composition of that commission, because we all accept that our educational systems are not fit for purpose. They were designed for a colonial period with a hierarchical structure that only saw a few of our people and not all of our people. And if we are one to be able to ensure that we produce citizens fit for the time with the appropriate social and emotional learning targets, it is now. I want to also say that we took a decision to accept the recommendation of the Regional Judicial Legal Services Commission for the new president of the Caribbean Court of Justice to be appointed, and that is Mr. Justice Winston Anderson, and we congratulate him on the agreement of heads to his appointment to the highest position of the Regional Treaty Interpretation Body, otherwise known as the Caribbean Court of Justice.
The Planning and Development Authority has reaffirmed its stance on maintaining proper regulatory oversight throughout the island. Speaking on GBN Beyond the Headlines on Monday, representatives from the statutory body emphasized that they are not against the public, but are mandated to ensure all structures erected comply with legal authorization. The PDA has gained public attention recently following the demolition of a concrete structure on Grandans Beach. Act number 23 of 2016 mandates the PDA to make provision for the orderly and progressive development of land and to preserve and improve the amenities thereof. Janice Lessie, acting CEO of the Planning and Development Authority, and Compliance Officer Richie Batiste spoke about PDA's building guidelines. Lessie explained the course of action, which begins by issuing a warning to those who may be in violation of the Act.
What I want the public to understand is that our thing is to try and, as much as possible, not to do enforcements, because enforcements are legal. So basically, we try to go out there, we hear of a breach. The first approach is to really go and speak to the individual and kind of get them to become aware of the breach. And quite often they say, okay, I wasn't aware that I should do this and that. And what you would find is that Richie, the compliance officers, they would have good conversation. And if that person is willing to comply, then we will inform them, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to submit an application, or you need to do this or that or the other. And once they are willing to do that, we take a softer approach. We might give you what we call a warning letter, which is not in the Act, but it's something we do in terms of just extending grace if the person is receptive and respectable and all of that. But when you get to a situation where people is like, oh, they're just they're not listening, they're very aggressive, they don't care, they make it clear that they're going to go ahead, whatever, then we have within the Act to do the enforcement, and the enforcement is really a legal document. Typically we give them 28 days. Right? And after that 28 days, we have the choice of either demolishing or taking the situation to court. Right? Okay. Court, as Richie rightfully says, it's a drawn-out process.
But this issue in particular, where people just go ahead and vend all over the place, that is a serious issue. You have health restrictions with that and planning restrictions. Planning in terms of parking, in terms of closeness to the road where people set up their stores and so that is a serious issue. Then the issue about foodborne disease. Who knows what happens behind closed doors with these outlets? Most of them doesn't have running water. Most of them doesn't even have electricity. So storage of food is a key component of what you have to do. So at the end of the day, you just cannot go ahead and just set up a shop, a parlor, whatever on the side just to sell food to people because you want to earn a living.
Right.
Nothing is wrong with earning a living, but just do it the correct way.
Leslie said that the PDA will work on strengthening public education throughout the country.
We are an organization with limited resources, and sometimes, to put it in context, we have to pick our battles. We have to pick the lower lying fruit and deal with it because we just do not have the resources to cover everything that we'd like to cover. But what we'd like to embark on, and I'd like to say that to the public, public education going forward. Getting people to realize that this is our country. We want to preserve it for ourselves. We want to preserve it for future generation. We want you to feel as if you are a stakeholder in everything that is happening. And it's not the PDA against the public. It's us working together so I feel like going forward, once we begin this educating people and letting them understand, when you build a dilapidated structure on the side of the road, it sends a message that we are a ghetto kind of thing. There is even security issues.
This is the GIS News. When we return, farmers welcome Ministry of Agriculture's undertaking to improve coconut production.
Welcome to the Caribbean, a paradise inhabited by millions. But this paradise is facing a new challenge, the impacts of a changing climate. As these impacts intensify, our tourism sector is feeling the heat.
Of course, with increased temperatures, the tourism practitioners can expect a significant increase in the demand for cooling and hydration services. So for example, persons will be using a lot more AC, they'll be using the refrigerator more, the use of the pools, showers, taking more showers, and of course drinking more water. The tourism operators should advise their guests about the heat that is expected and actually advise them on how best they can use the resources efficiently.
Tourism sector, it is important that the tourism practitioners are able to sensitize their tourists, their clientele, but also their workers to the dangers of heat.
Together we can protect our paradise. Let's embrace sustainable practices, stay informed, and work together to ensure the Caribbean remains a premier travel destination for generations to come. To keep informed and learn more, follow CIMH on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
The National Insurance Scheme is gearing up with sweeping changes and final touches with our Refresh and Reconnect campaign. We're cleaning our database to make sure your data is spot on. Speed things up, provide updates and information to make everything easier for you. We may ask you to update your contact information, so be patient with us while we get this right for you. We're all in. Are you? Get ready for smoother, faster, and better service. Visit www.nisgrenada.org or give us a call at 440-3309 for further details. NIS, serving you because we care.
Welcome back. Grenada's Sandra Ferguson has been recognized by the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, as a leader of rurality of the Americas. Ferguson has been working for more than 30 years to advance small farmers in Grenada by providing them access to credit, technical support, and training. She will receive the Soul of Rurality Award as part of an initiative by the Specialized Organization in Agricultural and Rural Development to highlight men and women who are leaving their mark and making a difference in the rural Americas. The Leader of Rurality of the Americas accolade is granted to individuals who play a unique dual role as guarantors of food and nutritional security, who also safeguard the planet's biodiversity by producing under all manner of circumstances. National Specialists at ICA, Gregory Del Sol, congratulated Ms. Ferguson on yet another significant achievement.
On behalf of Mr. Greg Rawlins, the ICA representative in Eastern Diamond State, and on behalf of the ICA delegation here in Grenada, I extend heartfelt and sincere congratulations to Sandra Ferguson on being named an equal leader of rurality of the Americas and receiving the prestigious Soul of Rurality Award. This well-deserved recognition honors Sandra's more than 30 years of tireless advocacy and transformative work in advancing small farmers, empowering rural communities, championing food security and sustainability in Grenada. Sandra's dedication to supporting small-scale farmers, promoting local food production, and supporting the revitalization of key agricultural sectors has left an indelible mark on Grenada's agricultural landscape. From her important work in microcredit initiatives and beekeeping development to her leadership role in Grow What You Eat and Eat What You Grow campaigns, Sandra has been a driving force behind sustainable rural development.
According to Del Sol, Ms. Ferguson is the first in the Eastern Caribbean to receive the award.
At a time when food security is more critical than ever, Sandra's leadership and her work continues to inspire farmers and rural communities to embrace sustainable agriculture and local food systems. It must be said that Sandra Ferguson is the first person within the Eastern Caribbean states to receive such an award from ICA. And it is because of her exemplary work in the development of agriculture and rural communities.
He explained what this award means for local farmers and Grenada.
This recognition is not just an honor for Sandra Ferguson. It is a testament of the strength, perseverance, and invaluable contribution of Grenada's rural communities. The ICA delegation in Grenada celebrates with Sandra this achievement and looks forward to continuing our shared mission of strengthening food security, empowering farmers, and building a more resilient agricultural sector for the nation.
In 1992, Ferguson joined the Agency for Rural Transformation, a non-governmental organization in Grenada which works to empower rural communities to improve their standard of living. She was an advocate for the cultivation of healthy food and local consumption and played an instrumental role in campaigns such as Eat What You Grow and Grow What You Eat and Eat Local, Eat Healthy. In 1997, she coordinated Grenada's participation in the International Honey Show in Great Britain, where the island copped several prestigious awards. Ms. Ferguson remains a stalwart Grenadian contributing to community empowerment and national development. Several local farmers have given the nod to the introduction of over 10,000 germplasm material that is expected to arrive in Grenada in the next few months. The importation of the varieties are among activities of the World Bank-funded Food Security Enhancement Program. The undertaking within the coconut industry seeks to promote improved qualities of the crops, increased quantities, and strengthen the livelihoods of those who depend on the coconut industry. Farmer Devon Fullerton is hopeful that this initiative will help to boost the coconut industry.
When I was younger, my mother, we used to drop coconut in Tempe, where they had a factory down there, and we used to make soap. So we had coconut in a bundle. So if that initiative really go through, and we could get back coconut to be like a main sector in the agriculture sector, that would be very good for us. That would be very good because right now you have the coconut water, and also even the jelly, you could make a punch with the jelly that comes from the coconut and sell it also. And then you could use the coconut to make oil and make all other things. So that is good.
Another supporter of the venture is Winston Otley.
I believe that the varieties that have been brought in, some of them will be resistant to some of the diseases that we have, and I think it's a good initiative to bring in better varieties, more improved, and so they will kind of guarantee that we will have a better production and safe from some pest and disease that could knock us out. Those for oil, those for oil, And I think with those two, we can have a lot of the oil in particular. There are several industries that can come out of that variety, what we refer to as the tall, the Pacific tall. I think there's many industries that can come out of that, not just one thing. So I think it is going to be good for food, good for employment, and in terms of health.
Both Fullerton and Otley were recently trained on the management, identification, and control of pest and disease in coconut production to improve the commercialization and industrialization of the industry. The undertaking includes the importation of 12,000 seed nuts by the government of Grenada, 1,800 from Cardi to establish 2,300 acres of coconuts in Grenada. The GIS News will return after the break.
Are you thinking about buying a vehicle? Did you find a company on social media? Stop. It may be a scam. Look out for the following red flags. Is the price lower than other dealers? Does it seem too good to be true? Are you sending the monies to the US even though you are ordering the vehicle from Japan? Does the address on the invoice match the address on the payment details? Are conversations limited to WhatsApp text? Is there a sense of urgency placed on you by the seller? You are about to be scammed. Do not take your hard-earned cash or even worse, a loan to send to these scammers. Once the money leaves Grenada's shores, you are not likely to get it back. Consider buying a vehicle already on island from an individual or a car dealer. Beware of these scammers. If in doubt, it's best to stay out. A message from the Financial Intelligence Unit.
Agriculture plays an important yet underrated role in the economies of Caribbean islands. While not completely self-sustaining, it plays a vital role in enhancing food security. Climate variables such as unpredictable rainfall patterns and excessive heat often cause farmers to face unprecedented challenges.
Where there is the expectation of increased heat, that can affect the development of the crops, of the livestock, as well as for dairy production. We can see a decrease in the dairy production. Heat also plays an effect on human health as well. We would want to ensure that farmers wear protective clothing, make sure that they keep themselves well hydrated, shift the hours, of the exposure outside. That is an option as well that you can look at.
While certain regions may experience prolonged droughts, predictions also raise concerns regarding heavy rainfall, hurricanes, and flooding.
The expected increases in the tropical cyclone activity, those strong winds can have an impact on your crops. That can have an impact on your infrastructure for the farmers, who would have the crops above ground. For those periods of time, maybe you can plant some root crops, that's an option. So there's several things that the farmer can do, to adapt to our ever-changing climate.
Welcome back. In the face of increasing challenges brought about by climate change, one initiative is sowing the seeds of hope for local farmers. Farmers Value Mart Limited out of Trinidad and Tobago, a member of the Seed Trade Association and affiliate of the International Seed Federation, has partnered with local input supplier PJ&L Enterprise Limited and the Ministry of Agriculture in delivering climate-adaptive seeds to selected farmers across the 4 agricultural districts. These carefully chosen seeds, designed to withstand extreme weather conditions and pests and diseases, will undergo rigorous testing across the island, enabling experts to evaluate which varieties perform best under local conditions. This approach helps not only to identify the ideal seeds for Grenada's unique climate, but also to equip farmers with valuable data to optimize their harvest.
We're trying to build capacity in farmers throughout, not just in one part of Grenada, but we're trying to get active tests going out throughout the island so that we can know for sure what works and what doesn't work. Now, one of the main things we focus on is climate adaptation. So I don't know if you all are experiencing this here, but it's a significant thing where you find in the morning you have different extremes in the weather than the afternoon, and crops are no longer adapted to that very well. The varieties that we currently have, that is. So some of the varieties we have, they are climate adapted and they have more tolerances to that extremities in the weather. Also, we look for varieties with strong tolerances to different pests and disease. So, like for instance, I've seen through the farms here in Grenada, the tomato yellow leaf curl virus is a significant virus for you all where tomato is concerned. Now, we have one variety that is not only tolerant but resistant to that virus. So when you have these natural tolerances, what you will find is that there's a reduction in pesticide usage because the farmer doesn't need to apply as much pesticides. Once there's a reduction in usage, we have seen that when the pesticides are used or crop protection are used, they are more effective because you're not really killing the chemistry. We have seen an overall improvement and increase in the health of the produce and generally more yields and higher quality for farmers.
That was representative of Farmers Value Mart Limited, Mark Bonio. By working with the Ministry of Agriculture, Farmers Value Mart and PJ&L Enterprise are actively contributing to an island-wide experiment, one that will provide insights into the seed's effectiveness and overall improve crop resilience. Shalani Joseph of PJ&L Enterprise expressed his pleasure to be part of the initiative.
I'm very happy to be a part of this initiative. What the farmers go through on a daily basis, especially in climate change, and I'm happy to be able to provide that through the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration to extend that service to the farmers and to collect database so we could provide a better sustainable agriculture system here on island. And just to enhance the farmer profit margin also. Climate change has been a big thing, not only in Grenada, but all over the world now. So I'm very happy to be able to provide this kind of data collection and trial system, and in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture.
Participating farmers will have access to these high-quality seeds at a reduced cost, ensuring that the most vulnerable members of the farming community can benefit from the initiative. Godfrey Francis of Windsor Farms in St. David is one of those farmers.
It's exciting and great. It's my pleasure to be partnering with someone to do that. Because I had, I think last month or month before, the Chinese came with the same idea also. Right. If it's a good quality seeds and good production, well, it's obvious that my profit margin will be bigger. And once the seeds are good, they'll surely have a customer. They have a good customer. Because it's not something I'm doing part-time and seasonal. It's a year-round business.
As the testing continues, the data gathered from these trials will shape the future of farming in Grenada, helping farmers innovate and adapt to the rapidly changing climate. Finally, in the news, global leader in physical literacy research, Dr. Dean Krilnaz, will facilitate a two-day workshop on physical literacy February 26th and 27th at the Grenada Youth Cultural and Recreational Center. The workshop, organized by the National Sports Council in collaboration with the Ministries of Youth, Sports and Education, is part of the National Sports Council's mandate through the National Sports Policy to encourage physical activity in Grenada. The concepts shared in the workshop are expected to be discussed and reviewed, and a recommendation presented for improving the delivery of physical activity in the school, home, and workplace. Stakeholders from sports associations, clubs, parish sports councils, and the wider community are expected to participate in the sessions.
I'm really just happy to share what physical literacy is about and how it's different in helping people to become physically active in the world. And it provides a really unique way of thinking about how to get kids and adults active again, which we really need. And so, as opposed to saying you should do it, otherwise you're going to get sick, it really provides the real good reasons for wanting to move. The next 2 days, we're going to do workshops for about 20 or 30 people where they get a lot more knowledge on physical literacy so they can become the Grenadian champions of the concept, because I don't know the culture, but they can take the information and then use it to help develop new places, new programs, and get the training that they need.
Dr. Dean is a professor from Canada who has been traveling the world providing education on physical literacy. He said there are avenues for countries to build physical literacy networks.
I've actually done this workshop globally for maybe 60 different countries, and I work extensively in quite a number of countries where they've had it for a little bit longer. But the cool thing about physical literacy is because we've learned from other countries, Grenada can go faster and actually they're not behind at all. It's actually, we can go faster to implement things for a whole bunch of different reasons. And that's exciting for me because when I come here, I feel a lot of what happens in my local community, and it's very similar, so which makes it easier to say, hey, maybe these are some ideas that you can look at and call your own and adapt them to the specific circumstances here. So yeah, it's very exciting to be here and talk about physical literacy and how it can help out to make Grenada move.
Dr. Dean commends Grenada's move to establish a sports policy.
I really like the notion of the sport policy and where it's going to try to create sport as a vehicle for all people to get moving in their communities, and having the notion of having individual communities have different sports and different activities that are suitable to them, like from a beach area to a different area. And I think it's really important that sport is really opening up its mind to saying we're here for everyone, not just for elite sport, but sport that people can do for a lifetime.
That story just ended the GIS News for Tuesday, February 25th. A recap of the headlines. CARICOM heads to conduct education reform and a telecommunications review following 48th regular meeting of heads in Barbados. And ICA congratulates Sandra Ferguson. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.